Welcome to the wonder that is the Atlantis venue. It doesn't get any more unique than this. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
Making his way to the ring, it's Julio Six. They're coming up against the artist from Japan.
As soon as the bell goes, don't blink. That fight could be over.
And with that, we turn it over to the world-renowned ring announcer.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
I'm so giddy, so excited. The anticipation is second to none. Let's get it on.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. And that's the opening bell, round 1. Oh, what a punch! How about that time counter shot? This is a high-octane battle. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
Do you believe what we are seeing? Nice counter punch right up the middle. That counter shot lands. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heavens.
Beautiful counter shot. They miss with the jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
Oh, man, you've got swarm in your face. You've got to try and push him off, make him go into the rope. You've got to sometimes fight fire with fire. Hit him low on the blind side of the referee. Get him angry.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. This is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tape. And there's the bell to start round 2. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Punch caught him clean. Well done with that counter shot. Caution being thrown to the wind. Missing with the left hook. Drop their guard, they get caught. When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
You're fighting a swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving a man a chance that shouldn't have one.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Not a lot of defense here at all. These two were made for each other. at what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy.
Let's get it started in round 3. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He threw a punch and just got countered. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Punch, counter punch. Couldn't land that jab. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. There's a counter shot. That right uppercut misses. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Perfect counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've gone in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what? I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Miss with that jab. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance with...
And there's the bell for round 5. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he scores with the counter. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step back the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brain.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Straight right just misses. The counter lands. Oh, and the grand champion might go down. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. An eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights.
Here we go in the 6th round. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter. Nobody home with that hook. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Punches coming from every angle. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Nice counter shot. These two featherweights are going to let their hands go, you know that.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit, and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Missed with that right uppercut. Those counter punches have to hurt. Defense is not an option for these two. The exchange. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight.
Here comes round 7. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Oh, that punch. Well, you know with featherweights, the hands are going to be flying. A lot of punch output.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Both men step back for just a moment. They're both trying for a knockout. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
The bravery being shown here is just incredible. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. I promise you, all three judges. Round 8, and we're off again. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punches with a chin like a cliff. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Good counter punch. Solid punch. Good counter punching. Straight right just misses. You're a power puncher. You're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Beautiful counter punch. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Has to be careful. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. A little bit of controversy. It's a majority. We are live at Falcor Bay on a beautiful afternoon. A great day for boxing. Alongside me, former world champion Johnny Nutt. He is the Grand up against them.
This bout.
Well, I hope you brought your sunscreen. You're going to need it as we have our main event underneath the... And there's the bell for round one. Good one. Beautiful counter shot. Swing and a miss with the jab. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. When you're trained to fight a swarmer, you got to focus on your conditioning because they will push you to the edge of your limits.
You fight a swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Which one of these athletes is going to say I can't take it anymore? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. An uppercut does not score. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so...
On to the second round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter has been described as a swarmer, that fighter who attempts to overwhelm their opponent by applying constant pressure.
You've got to be fit to fight a fighter like this because they will stay in your face. They will throw punches at you. They don't even let you breathe. You've got to be fit. If you're not fit, the fight's over.
How about that time counter shot? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Straight right just misses. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
No rest for the weary. The perfect counter lands. Couldn't land that jab. Punch caught him clean. Not a lot of defense here at all. There's a counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Get it started in round three. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
He just misses with that jab. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. From this moment forward, here we go to the fourth round. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And he scores with the counter. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about what?
Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. So far, the offense has been better than the defense. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punch. It's all offense all the time. You'd like to see more jabs. A straight right just misses. A perfect counter shot. It's no secret who has... Time for the fifth round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you're not thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We wanted action, and they are delivering. They both want a knockout, you can tell. He threw a punch and just got countered. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, we know they've got the advantage. There's the bell to start round 6. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
He just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. Well done with that counter shot. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Counter shot. Straight right, just misses. Swing and a miss with that hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. You know that belt. What are you doing? And there's the bell for round 7. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Do you believe what we are seeing? They exchange punches. Good counter punching. Straight right just misses. When you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with it?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what?
And we enter the 8th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Those counter punches have to hurt. A straight right just misses. Beautiful counter punch. Can't land that jab. Both men step back for just a moment. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Can they finish it? Disaster averted.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Whoa! Lights out! It's over! This fight is done! You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
Are you okay?
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect.
I went over the rules. I want you to protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Let's do it.
Okay, focus, focus. Big, deep breaths. Big, deep breaths. Calm yourself down. Calm yourself back. Come on, breathe, breathe.
Do your business.
Come on, you're switching up. Come on, you're letting back into the fight. You're much better.
Let's go.
switching off. You're starting to make mistakes and you're switching off. You don't want...
And back.
Listen, you've switched off. What are you doing? I need you to focus on what... let him back into the fight that round.
Come to me.
Come on, you're better than that. You've done all your work all the way through the count.
Let's do it. Are you all right? Are you okay?